What's going on, friends? Logan Myerz back here for Cinephellas.com to talk about another Oscar-nominated film, 3 Billboards Outside of Ebbing, Missouri. The film is written and directed by Martin McDonagh. You may be familiar with his work. He did Seven Psychopaths, another excellent film. Stars Frances McDormand as Mildred. She's a really upset mother. Her daughter was killed, and the local cops in this Missouri town have done nothing about it. They've made no arrests. So she rents out 3 billboards to make a statement to the cops in the town that they need to do their job and figure out who murdered Mildred's daughter. We have Woody Harrelson that plays the chief of police in this Missouri town. We have Sam Rockwell that plays a scumbag, racist, bigot cop. And it's really funny to see Sam Rockwell playing another redneck. He did an interview. He's like, yeah, I'm always typecast in these kind of roles. Just playing this redneck. He's like, I'm from the city. I don't know why I can pull these characters off. He dated a few Southern girls, but he just always get typecast in his characters, and he really does an excellent job in this film, especially. And this is probably one of Sam Rockwell's best performances to date. And with this film, there's a lot of dark comedy. There's a lot of things that you wouldn't normally say, but you may hear down south of racist jokes, pedophiles, things like that. There's a lot of that throughout the film, so if that makes you uneasy, probably shouldn't watch this film, but there's a lot of that kind of humor. Frances McDormand is top-notch in this movie. Playing Mildred, she is a badass mom, and she won't let anyone get in her way of finding the answers of who killed her daughter. If that means taking on the local police or other people in town, nobody can get in her way. And we get some flashbacks between Mildred and her daughter. They had a pretty shitty relationship, and there's a scene where they're fighting and telling her to walk to her friend's house or wherever it was, and basically saying, yeah, hopefully you do get raped. You know, it just really punches you in the gut because that was the last time she saw her daughter, and she feels very terrible about it. You know, the things that they said to each other, the relationship they had after the kid's father left them, and all the shit that Mildred has gone through since, raising the kids and then the death of her daughter. And Woody Harrelson is doing his best as chief of police to find the answers, but they're coming up short. They don't have any leads or any suspects, and they're trying to go back to the time when the daughter was murdered and trying everything he can to find the murderer. And there's a bunch of unfortunate events that happen to the Harrelson's character, and the rest of the police have to figure out what to do. Sam Rockwell, his character really changes throughout this film. In the beginning, he's just an asshole. There's one particular scene where he throws this dude out of a window, from an upstairs window onto the downtown street, and Rockwell just walks out like nothing happened and went back to work, and people are looking at him like, why did you just do this? And he's like, whatever, fuck off. Sam Rockwell, he's got that sweet southern twang, and he lives with his mom. He's in his 30s or maybe early 40s, and there's a lot of jokes about him living with his mom. And the funny thing is, his mom is played by Mac's mom from Always Sunny in Philadelphia, always smoking cigarettes. So it's funny to see her on the big screen. If you love Always Sunny in Philadelphia like I do, you'll really like this character. And the tone of this film is very dark. It's very bleak. You have, the story of this murder and this, mother trying to do her best to find the answers when the cops really don't want to work with her. And it's her against, the town trying to find the answers. And she retaliates against them and does some really bad things and really causes a ruckus in the town. With these billboards being put up on this really desolate road outside of town that nobody drives on, it really does cause an uproar. The local news are there, they're interviewing Mildred, and she doesn't want to be in the limelight. She's just trying to find answers and make sure the cops do their job. With putting up billboards like this, there's going to be backlash from the cops, and they're going to do their best to take it down and make sure that she can't pay the rent for these billboards and things like that. Throughout the film, there's just this constant fight with Frances McDormand's character and the local people and the cops. Again, she is fucking badass in this movie. This is probably Frances McDormand's best performance yet. Yeah, you betcha. Yeah, real good then.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Is that useful to you?
Oh, you betcha, yeah.
And one thing with Martin McDonagh and his films and his scripts, you can't predict what's going to happen. Seven Psychopaths and his other films, he doesn't follow the standard format, like Act 1, Act 2, Act 3. This character, and this happens here, it doesn't work that way. It's unpredictable. With this film, you can't guess, because what you're guessing never turns out the way you think it will. Then, this film, that's what happens. From the first to the third act, you're thinking, you know, they're going to find the killer this way or whatever, but it doesn't turn out that way. It's more this development of these characters and all these dark and unfortunate events that happen to each of these characters kind of brings them together in some sort of weird way, leading up to the end of the film. With that being said, there's some other great performances in this film. We have Peter Dinklage that plays the used car salesman in this. He's really great in this movie. He takes a liking to Mildred. And Lucas Hedges from Manchester by the Sea was in this film. He plays Mildred's son. He's still trying to get through life after his sister was murdered and still trying to hold down the household while Mildred's out doing her thing. With all this being said, 3 Billboards Outside of Ebbing, Missouri, very Oscar-worthy film, and hopefully it brings home some awards. Again, Frances McDormand, probably her best performance to date, is one badass woman, and she will fight for her family and fight to find the answers, even if it means taking on the cops and all the people in this town. Sam Rockwell, another great, outstanding performance. Probably my favorite character of the film, and just seeing how he changes throughout the film and how everything really pans out at the end. Woody Harrelson was also great. Great performances, great writing, unpredictability in this film. It keeps you guessing until the end. I'm going to give 3 Billboards Outside of Ebbing, Missouri a 5 out of 5. You know what it is. Hair pieces. So what'd you guys think about 3 Billboards? Did it really keep you guessing till the end? Did you figure out what was going to happen? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to hit subscribe. This is Logan Myerz signing out from the 3 Billboards. Fuck the cops. Until next time, cheers!